abusia yadi Aishamudi a American Vice President United States Vice President Mami ani din ade Kamala Harris abusia waba be piem awo Ghana just of the US aba Ghana won say emprepi no twini Jonas eta aka say ahaya fuom ana no wa aya heaven enti Mami nka say American Vice President waba fuom waba be hwesa de ne no ba ye no esi ye dan esi kɔ ne no ba ye aye na Akufo Addo Ghana for citizens Ghana citizen no money say Kamala Harris ne no ba ye into waba fuom e ba be hwa mo abusuya say Kamala Harris aba fuom aba be hwa ne no ba ye no o se wo pese ne no ba ye no ahu omofofo omo yes o se wo pese omo ye LGBTQ a chese abusuya eye tunumu ene emma omo ne emma edanom Kamala Harris say wo pese ne no ba ye ne ye dan omo ye bi na wonim yen hwa yen tie de ekoso anase akoso afa ni nsem nyina ho wan yes message also be like this video we na wa share edi amami yen tie de ekoso e wo hase.
And let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
Question. First of all, we don't have any such legislation here in Ghana.
Wouldn't be before say betting and Addo Muay and Ohum. Mamma Brof and Mr. Maminche Muka Krebi, the Mamma training and say, or say one no way yet says a human right be. What I see, yes, ain't human rights in Sudia, or Moshe say equality by a day, a bay man will be so be and so being to be found, yes, so into an also say what representing at the Ama LGBTQ, then there's a bear, South one, your person, two almost sa. Ewa Ghana no abusuya ya bachi wo motum ama mwan den omwan enjoy ana wato edema na Akufo Addo yentie na Akufo Addo ni mu aye
human rights issue, and that will not change.
Question. First of all, we don't have any such legislation here in Ghana. A bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is now being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. No legislation. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response to the proposed. The legislation was a legislation that is being provided as a private member's bill. This is not an official legislation of the government, but it is one that has been mooted by a handful of private members. So we will see what the final outcome of it. But my understanding from a recent discussion I had with the chairman of the committee, the substantial elements of the bill have already been modified as a result of the intervention of the Attorney General. We will see what the final outcome will be, and that is the stage at which I will also have the opportunity to prevent.
Abusia yes na Addo so akasa ayigire se broni ya no na wo hwe se de wasi dia wan aka ne nsam ade abomu na wahu ono na Addo ne de opese wo kire nyina ne say decision no enu onu ko nsam what ase e wo se fa kire se baby nom se de be ya wahu obi abenya na ho nti ase but at the end no ono na Addo no e na de stamp e be se bibia so a wo se obe make sure se outcome no e be ya abusia kama what ase abusia wonim bibi. The attorney said, a Speaker of Parliament, Aban Barbin, our nose were Jinan and Nanso, our Ghana has say, I ain't nim, so we end this in the one so. Wakasa, and the Afana Addo any Bruni, or Munkomo Diego, the Yente the Speaker, what kind, you are the Ohoni Nano, yɛbɛhwɛ.
We need to legislate. Our friends just passed their law in Uganda. We may not go the way they have gone because our constitution is very clear as to the direction we should move. And so we'll be guided by that. Because if we pass any law against the constitution, it's unconstitutional. So we have to do that. And so what are you afraid of? If you have the whole people behind you, if God is with you, who can be against you? And if God says, please go into the wilderness, multiply and fill the world, that is God giving you that command. If somebody says, please don't multiply, how can that person be strong? I don't only speak this way in Ghana. Even at the last meeting we attended in IPU at Bahrain, anybody who listened to my speech, there were sentences on this matter. Luckily, maybe because it's a Muslim country, they applauded me. If they're somewhere else, they will be asking questions. As the vice president just did, is it yesterday? I mean, these things should not be tolerated. That is undemocratic. What is democracy? That somebody else will have to dictate to me as to what is good and what is bad? Unheard of. Because we have decided to devalue ourselves and go a-begging. Come on. We have more than enough. God has created more than enough for every person. It's just because you are looking at somebody else's share, not yours. We have enough in the world. The bill will be passed. This is the word to His Excellency the President. There is no way he can intervene. That answer he gave. That is now before Parliament. And when he gets to a stage that he will come in. Hey, please. This is legislation. This is not execution. Wait until we pass it and then we direct you to execute it. That is when you come in. That is why we are representatives of the people. So in terms of law, which is part of policy, we finalize it. And then the executive now have the authority to implement it, to execute it. Let's get this clear. Once this bill is before here, he is not in charge. I am in charge. I hope the U.S. Vice President is not yet gone.
Abusia, what the Speaker of Parliament, Ababa bin Swakano, was say, minim nekasa bi o meki yewahu say me chiremu plenya ankabeye say Makufuado enka sebe enkwasi asem say adenya wono eduru ba bia wo say obam emani yeyi obebam o se masa ye oyesa eye undemocratic enye democratic otase yes abasa na ase wo ye otok o ye autocratic team bi on sa line no enti abamba bin say LGBTQ bill na BBB and yes sa bill ne say ya pass sa bill no na say wo a obeya ho sa dress gay we again ni obeya ho sa no ma no mo sa for no o say e be punish mo no o say sa bill no abeba so what ase yes ama mo am just say basa e wo Ghana eya mo say gay for ni sa no ma ni nyina no ya punish mo according to Urban Babin Bet Akufo-Addo de wo hwe ni kasamu a abusuya asa wo ya je atumu ane sa what ase yes yentie de ekoso e wo kase yai
wanyanyansani amana ba okroma enkoka turumudiefo ho asem LGB wa enye wasem Akufo-Addo is not your problem wo tantan jimifo wo kosi asori dan o jimi nti turumudie no efa ho ne obi a wo ye nyame adwuma no adentina wo be encourage turumudie say a human right omuno mabobodam America oni ama omu chance omu nyimi ahano wabubo omabobodam ne agya omu say omu nyimi o na no pra no enye common krom amimi ni mo bi odi ntumu ha enye common abodam for kitua bi ne agya mu so omunye nkwase ade eno kura no omu no hospital omu kọ na ye free enu papa omu nom no ni nyina ye free aban ne ka na Ghana no de ono ye ni ni trum na ono ankasa no wanya wo de pu amara no manya wo de pu ane baba so ne ayi no bisa fufufu no se ni es ni de o de pu ano ado enipa do se no acha ma omu ni es ni ne baba so no fufufu no afia so asinega bibisan se yare dodo se no acha ma nipa dodo e wo Ghana hwan na timi asa ne yare
abusia eya asem wo chinidwe na asene no emprepi no wataka say Ghana eya fom and America eya kire say heaven what you say enti nyankopon yes and ye wo sha Kamala Harris obeye nyankopon so free heaven abayo ano no so ye panyin awa heaven honom enti wogidie say nyankopon no enti abusia ana Yesu Kristo okay yemfa ne say wo ye Yesu say nyankopon no ene chasa de oteso nankasa Joe Biden ana na bedi akire eye chasa Kamala oye Yesu enti abusia Yesu aba Ghana afuom waba ba hwesa de ne no ba ye no mo a chese yegumu no yesi ko what ase yes e ma twini bi na sen so kan we e de aiden e de afa ho ye hwe de ekoso nso e wo ka say ye.
Let me say this. Nanado is a fake Christian. Yesterday, I looked into his eyes and I realized that Nanado is a fake Christian. F0rce, whoever you call yourself, you came to Ghana because of Russia and China and LGBTQI+. Nobody F0rce, I am telling you, your visit is as useless as anything. When we say the gay for Cláshes at Jubilee House, Nanado te ho. No wa kwajira presby aso dem. Na presby aso from penifo. Much better nyame ma bomonsam. Ghana a red, gold, green. America a white, red and blue. Eti rainbow colors na that Jubilee House hono. Somebody should speak to that woman that we are not ever ready in this country. Say a bedi bema to. No bab. Bediba, you are a disgrace to womanhood. Your mother gave birth to you because your father had sex with your mother. Rubbish.
Abusia, yes, according to Captain Martin. So what I see, yes, na young question comment be I will be so I drop it. I will decide here. When in BB, I song I will Instagram. Wababa drop it we say na US president ayete Kamala Harris sankabeya. Nasa wado na legit se trumutumu fo na ho nasa wo pe wo mo asem de a ene adenti na wo mboa trumutumu fo mo Ghana ene LGBTQ fo mo Ghana adenti na wo mboa wo mo ano na wo mfa wo nyina nkọ America honom what ase na omonko enjoy because of wo mo asem ena yan so se yempe what ase yes adenti na wo mboa bo mo ano fo mo nya den enko according to Ansong what say amazing TV we ene de etwa gu opesa video ya laki na memfa wo ensi ahase